Good morning. This is Alan Gregory with B2B Power Alliance. I'm the director of B2B Power Alliance. I'm here speaking with our newest member, Amy Nowacoski. How are you, Amy?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So we're just going to jump right in. How long have you been in business?
Ginger Snap Works has been around for about 2 years now.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about the products and services you offer?
Sure, we're a social media marketing and content creation firm. So what we do a couple things, right? I help business owners leverage the power of social media inside their business to take people from from business card to credit card, and we really take the pain and confusion out of using social media inside your business. And we do that in a couple ways. I do a lot of training. So I do live events and training workshops. I do strategy days with clients and their teams so that they can understand how social media fits in the bigger picture of their marketing. And I also offer done-for-you services. So we'll write all the content that goes on your Facebook page. We'll engage with your fans for you and direct them back to your website, as well as doing blog writing, newsletter writing, whatever it is inside your marketing that makes social media more powerful.
That's awesome. So what would you say is the number one reason your clients choose to do business with you instead of your competitors?
Because we really get social media and we know how to write the content that really connects with your audience. And we take all the pain out of it. So you never have to wake up on Monday morning going, oh my God, what am I putting on Facebook this week? We handle all that for you.
So would you say a lot of the content is going to be education based?
It depends on the client. Generally, yes, it's education based. What we seek to establish is you as the expert in your field. So, for example, if you're a health coach, we're going to provide lots of content and information from various sources, not only your sources, that establish you as the person who knows the stuff in that area. And then, of course, we'll share your own information. We'll help you create content that really engages your audience and gets them back to your website where they do business with you.
Hmm. So how would you describe your target client, like your perfect ideal client?
Yeah, my perfect ideal client is an entrepreneur or small business who probably has a couple staff members, but there's really nobody dedicated to marketing or social media, and they understand that social media is where communication happens right now in the entrepreneur or small business space, and they're really seeking to leverage that. Generally, they've been in business a couple years, and they're looking to take their marketing to the next level, which will, of course, take their business to the next level.
Nice. So changing gears just a little bit,
Sure.
what sort of systems do you currently have in place for generating a consistent and predictable flow of new clients to your business?
Yeah, that's a great question because like I think marketers suffer from the cobbler's shoes problem a lot, right?
Right.
We tend to do our own marketing last. So I've just started creating free ebooks that you can download. The first one is called the Marketing Machine, which will really show you how to set up a funnel that's based on how you actually do business, rather than trying to like market and do business somebody else's way,
Right.
right? So, and then from that free ebook, I'm going to offer a video tutorial class and different workshops and a day-long live seminar in September.
Nice. So it goes from ebook on the front end to one day live seminar on the back end?
Well, yeah, but you put social media content first, right? So I'm
Okay.
going to start a whole campaign educating people around this concept that the marketing funnel doesn't actually work when
Hmm.
it's not built for your business, right?
Okay.
So what the ebook does is has you look at how you actually do business. How do you convert? What's the natural conversion point? Is it on the phone? Does someone click a buy button so that they buy your biggest ticket product? Then from there, we work backwards and build all of the marketing structures that you need to have in place. So for my own marketing plan, that's going to start with social media campaign around what you need to do to market your business using social media. That will lead people to the ebook. Then there will be some additional training that will be offered and an invitation to my live event in September, where I'll then offer probably a training course in social media marketing.
Nice. So you start with the end in mind and actually start with the end in mind. A lot of people say that, but they end up starting at the beginning, thinking that they're starting at the end, and they're not. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. My greatest mentor was my last corporate job. I had a great boss, and that was his motto: begin at the end. He wouldn't ever start any marketing campaign, even like a piece of letterhead, without the goal in mind. Because it has you create less marketing that's more effective.
Right.
So you should never do anything without having the ultimate goal in mind. So the Marketing Machine ebook really has you focus on that. What's the end result that you want to produce through all of your marketing? If it doesn't move somebody to that end result, don't do it.
Absolutely. So how many clients would you say you get on an average month through referrals?
Referrals are my has been solely how I've built my business. When I started, people knew me as a blogger and that Facebook girl, right? I
Hmm.
knew all the answers about Facebook, so I would constantly every day be taking questions about how do you do this in Facebook? Well, what does this mean? How come I can't do this? So I wound up answering all those questions, and I decided to do it for profit then. So once I started getting a few clients, the clients that I had were like, "Oh my God, you need to talk to Amy," right? Whenever somebody would mention how like Facebook was just like troubling them, right?
Hmm.
So basically, all of my clients have come from referrals.
Nice.
So on an average month, I get 2 or 3 really qualified referrals.
Okay, so it's not that you have to really do so much marketing. Like a lot of your best clients are going to come through referrals or have come through referrals.
They sure have, yeah. But I'm looking to expand that now. Like I firmly believe that the only reason people purchase is either emotion or relationship. Those are the only 2 reasons. So if you want to grow your business faster, you have to build relationships faster, and that's one of the reasons why I joined the B2B Alliance.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk more about that later. But what's the one thing you like most about your business?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, I like. I don't know if I've ever thought about it that way. I what I like most is that I've created a team where we're super flexible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an office. My team is all over the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we work at different hours. I've created an environment that allows me and my staff to really build their workday how they want to, right? So nobody checks in at 9 o'clock in the morning. We don't have 9 to 5 hours, right? We have scheduled periodic check-ins throughout the day. But if my copywriter feels most creative at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's when she works. My social media content writer homeschools, so she's up early in the morning and gets like a ridiculous amount of work done before I get up and get online at 8 a.m. Right? So it's really created this interesting dynamic where my clients almost get 24-hour coverage just because everybody's got like a different life, and work fits seamlessly into their life rather than having to fit their lives around work.
That's the best way to do it. That's where we're all kind of moving toward in the business
Right?
world in general. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's the number one thing you would like to improve in your business over the next 60 to 90 days?
Oh, that's a good question too. I'd love to, like, let's just be honest, right?
Hmm.
Everybody can step up their game with follow-up, right? So until you get like really robust systems in place, people, I'm not going to say fall through the crack, but they fall off the radar, right? So
Hmm.
there's somebody who I've been trying to talk to and get, talk about potentially doing business, doing a workshop together, and we've been like dancing around, picking a date to have a conversation. So follow up is something that I'm always looking to improve in my business.
Absolutely. Well, can you tell us why you're excited to be a part of the alliance? I know you just came in on Monday, but you came in like a firestorm. Like you really were excited. So can you just share with us? I apologize. Why you're excited to be a part of the alliance?
So since I started my business, like you make that shift from employee to business owner, right?
Hmm.
And it's often very lonely
Mm.
because there's only a couple people in my company. We talk through Facebook chat, right?
Right.
And there aren't any other people who understand what you go through as a business owner except other business owners.
Mm.
Right? Like when I created my first ebook, I was so excited about it, and there's only like a handful of people on earth who are going to share that excitement with me.
Right.
So that's one aspect of it. Joining a group of peers who are going through the same thing that I'm going through. The other thing is I firmly believe that it takes a village to build a business, right? And particularly when you can get together with people who offer complementary services,
Hmm.
that's brilliant. Like one of the things that people come to me a lot about is stuff like, can you fix my WordPress site? Absolutely not. That's not a service that I offer, nor do I want to offer. Go to a professional for that,
Right.
right? If you want to change the color on a page, I can probably do that for you, but I'm not going to. So it's
Mhm.
great to be, that was one of the things that really attracted me, is that there are like groups of different businesses inside the Alliance, and
Mhm.
you can really build really great partnerships with people to take care of your clients. There's
Absolutely.
tons of stuff that I'm never going to offer inside my business, but my clients need. So it's great to have a place where I can say, like I can build those relationships and be like, oh, you've got intellectual property questions? Let me send you to a lawyer, and have those relationships right in my back pocket so I can pull them out to make my clients' lives easier.
Well, the best thing about it is the fact that we all have Rolodexes, and sometimes if someone asks us for a service that we don't necessarily offer ourselves, we have to flip through the Rolodex and pick through, like let's say somebody wanted a CPA, for example, and you have three CPAs. You're like, which one did I talk to last? So it takes you a while to get through them. But if you
Right.
can insert that CPA into your marketing, already you don't have to worry about that stuff, and that's the best thing about it. So
Right.
piggybacking on that question, what does your ideal cross promo look like? Would you like to do a webinar with people in the alliance? Would you want to have someone add a special part to their thank you page? What's your ideal cross promo look like?
Oh, I'd love to do webinars. I think webinars are a great way for you to start building that relationship. Like, because here we are doing this webinar, right? So
Hmm.
someone can like kind of peek in and see kind of what we're like in person, right? Webinars are a great way for you to establish your authority, build your expertise, and have people get to know you. So I'm all about the webinar.
Awesome, and I think we're going to be able to do quite a bit of that. So, what value do you believe you'll be able to contribute to the alliance and your fellow members?
I have become, in the past 2 years, the girl who knows a guy who does that thing, right? And it can range for anything. Like I get Facebook messages all the time with people who say, "Oh, does anybody know somebody who my WordPress site crashed?"
Hmm.
Right? So I jump in there and do a Facebook introduction. So my network has grown to include people who do really specialized things.
Hmm.
So I'm always somebody that people go to when they need somebody who does something lickety split.
Okay. And now here's the question that I like to end with, but some people kind of like to start with. This is probably going to be one of the best questions, and I really want you to elaborate on this one. Tell us a little bit about how you got started, and I mean you can go back as far as elementary school if you want to.
Oh, okay. So my last corporate job was for a company that worked in the electronics manufacturing field, right? They were a special metals manufacturer, so they made the solder and the adhesives and the heat sinks that keep your computer together and functioning.
Hmm.
My boss rolled up onto my desk one day, and he's like, "This is probably back in like early 2000s, right?"
Hmm.
He comes up and says, "This whole blogging and SEO thing, go figure that out." So I did. I spent 8 months researching what organic search is all about. How do you get onto the front page of Google through blogging?
Hmm.
Then I trained 8 engineers how to blog. Right, so that was not only like teaching them the mechanics behind how a blog functions. That included getting their boss's approval that they were going to talk about the work that they're doing. It included giving them a personality in some aspects, right? Because engineers can be a little bit dry. Teaching them how to write with passion and teaching them how to write about things that they can't talk about, right? All of their work was NDA'd, was under non-disclosure agreements, because they're working with like big name companies who develop smartphones and things like that. So we spent 8 months researching how to blog and how to uh, present that information to the world. And we had one goal in mind. We had a list of like 100 keywords, and we wanted to show up for those keywords. We wanted to beat our competition. In those 8 months, a couple months after those, like we did all the training and the research, 75% of those keywords we outranked all of our competition.
Nice.
The only sites that outranked us was like Wikipedia, right?
Hmm.
So that was great. That was awesome. But we saw another side effect to this blogging that we didn't anticipate. All 8 of the bloggers were asked to give, within the next calendar year, were asked to give papers at international conferences.
Hmm.
3 of them were asked for autographs at those conferences. So we saw like the power that connecting people with information with a little personality and passion behind it could really have the benefit of like an engineer sitting out in Malaysia whose production line shuts down and he goes, oh, you know, there's that guy who runs that blog who talks about that thing. Let me call him and see if he can solve that problem. And that's exactly what we saw. And it was all through sharing information and passion. So fast forward a little bit, I left that corporate job and I personally started blogging. Now, I have a marketing background, right? Mm-hmm. So everything I do has a touch of marketing in it. So when I started blogging for profit, right, I started playing with all the things that I had learned about how to blog for SEO keywords and how to take social media, which was then kind of new, right? Facebook and Twitter were kind of new. How to take that and amplify your presence. So I would tinker with these things all the time and in a really strategic way. For example, I was going to a conference. I was speaking at a conference, and I wanted to be the blogger everybody talked about. It was a health and fitness writers conference. So I put a marketing plan into place. I wrote a piece of content. I launched it according to like a little calendar and a schedule. I promoted it, and people were talking about it. When I showed up at the conference, that was all people talked about because it was an awesome blog post. Mm-hmm. From that blog post, I got other speaking opportunities. All that stuff kicked in. As I said a little earlier, like I was the go-to person when people had questions about blogging and social media. I realized that if you're Coca-Cola, you can throw $40 million at the problem and have it solved. If you're not Coca-Cola, like if you're the ice cream shop on the corner, how do you really effectively do social media and marketing? I realized I had that background. Why don't I step in and do that since I'm doing it anyway? And that's kind of where Ginger Snap Works was founded, out of like this need of my friends and family and extended circle of contacts not really knowing how to manage social media. So I come from like a marketing and a blogging background, and the social media was just an organic step beyond that. So that's how Ginger Snap Works got founded.
Okay, so this pretty much concludes everything that we have to talk about today. But we would like to find out, how can we find out more about you and what you do? Give us your website, your email address, anything that you feel comfortable giving.
Sure. My email address is Amy, AMY, @gingersnapworks.com, and you can see it right below in my name here. So that's GINGERSNAPWORKS.com, and you can follow that on Twitter and on Facebook. You can send me an email, or I will be in the next day or so putting up my new free ebook called How to Build a Marketing Machine on my website that you can download and really go through the process of how to build a social business, because that's what social media is all about, allowing two people to connect like this, right? If you can bring that level of connection inside your business is going to grow faster.
Absolutely. Well, guys, Amy talked a lot about connection and social media and everything. Now, if you think about it, the only reason that you can see this video today is because we're on social media. So you do understand the power of what she does and why she does it. B2B Power Alliance is a group of people just like Amy that do separate things, totally different things, and they're all complementary. So Amy is our Facebook expert. We have a LinkedIn expert. We're looking for a Google Plus expert, and Amy has a rant about that her and I will talk about later. We're looking for a Twitter expert. We want to put together a social media super summit. But it's not just about social media. We've got CPAs, we've got attorneys, we've got corporate wellness, we've got all these lists of things. And if you want to find out about the list, you can go to b2bpoweralliance.com/categories. That's B, the number 2, B, poweralliance.com/categories. If you'd like to find out more about the Alliance and what we do, you're going to see 5 videos across the top of this website that I'm about to give you, 5 videos across the top that explain the members why they're happy, why they're excited, why they're ecstatic to be a part of the Alliance. Below that, you're going to see some copy that explains what we do and why we do it, and you're also going to see a green button that allows you to apply now. That website is B2B Power Alliance. Again, B, the number 2, B, poweralliance.com/apply. Amy, thank you for spending time with us today, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.